Ladies, gentlemen, this is a weird one for me to make because I mean I it's not that special, you know. Like it's a public tournament and people can join, but to be part of the GBA in some way is just incredible. Um, I Yeah. I guess I should start over. The GBA, the OG Draft League. Uh, they came back. They came back, and they're hosting a fan tournament. I believe it lasts the whole like the whole month of June, and then like the first week of July is like the last day of the last day of the tournament, where like all the games just get done. It's on like a live stream and everything. But yeah, GBA. Obviously, I would love to join one day. That's a whole different story. But besides that, GBA, OG Draft League. I mean, God, I've been watching GBA like religiously since season 5. I watched it a little bit in season 4. No, I watched it a lot in season 4 too. Yeah, so I've been a big fan of GBA since the season 4. Obviously, like many other people, A Drive was the one that kind of got me into it. But the thing about like Pokemon leagues is like it's like a network. You get that one YouTuber that gets you into it, and then you fall in love with all the other ones. And GBA has definitely been like the league to join. Always has the most competitive coaches. Always is just super entertaining to watch. You just see a lot of crazy shit. I mean, the GBA channel had that video like a couple weeks ago where they had like the top plays and stuff, and seeing Shady get swept by the solar beaming Entei, crazy stuff. The V creates miracle, bro. Oh, that was fucking crazy. God, I'm trying to think of like other crazy plays. Oh, I think it was Lars. He did the I forget who it was. I think it was Lars. I could be making shit up though, but the natural gift Scizor to beat the Mega Scizor, like it's stuff like that that gets the GBA going. And now that we're here in Paldea, this is season 10 of the GBA, but to kick off their season 10, they're having a fan tournament. Obviously, second I heard about this, I had to sign up. And yeah, so I guess instead of cheesing over the GBA a bit, I guess just to get into it, but I mean, it just means a lot, you know what I mean? Like, I could get first rounded in this tournament and get absolutely destroyed, but just the fact that I could say I was a part of GB in some way, that's pretty cool. I like that. So anyway, instead of fangirling or fanboying, to get into the actual meat and potatoes of the video. This music is a little loud probably, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. There we go. Alright, so I signed up not late, but like I signed up like a day or two after everyone else did. So, I was expecting to kind of get in a draft pool semi soon, and I did. Someone left their draft pool, and I got put in, so I actually got first pick. Guess I should pull this up on this screen. Because I just want to look at the tiers and stuff. Because when we joined in, we are in draft pool 2, so we're like the second draft pool in the tournament. There's, God, I don't even know how many there are. I guess I should scroll down and just check. There's a lot. But plain and simple, there's a lot. But we're put in pool 2, and luckily for us, we got first pick. And I came in with like a predetermined team because I didn't expect to get first pick, obviously. So I wanted a really good mon that probably wasn't get like probably top 3, top 5, but not like number 1 pick. Even then, I think going at number 1 is fine. But when I joined in the draft, the guy that was in my spot before me, he kind of like held them up like a whole day. So like the second I saw I got in, I didn't want to hold anyone up, and I still love this pick. So we wanted a Dragonite. Dragonite just seems to get more broken as the generation. It ages like a fine wine. Gen 5 or Gen 6 got multi-scale, big buff. Gen 8 got heavy-duty boots, so it can actually keep the multi-scale intact now, which is massive. Now in Paldea, you get the Terrastalize, which Dragonite with Terra, spoiler alert, he's our Terra captain. Dragonite with Terra is OP. Obviously, you can Terra normal, which stab, extreme speed coming off a base 134 attack set is insane. You can get Stab Hydro Pump, Stab Fire Blast. I think you get Fire Blast. Stab Hurricanes, Dual Wing Beat. I don't know if you get Dual Wing Beat anymore. But anyway, even like Stab Outrages and Dragon Claws or Stab Earthquakes. Like, Dragonite has a really good moveset, and its special attack set is actually pretty good. A lot of people... like mons like Salamence. Salamence people think of a little bit more because I think it's 110 special attack, but Dragonite's special attack set usually gets overlooked, but it's actually really good. And with 91, 95, 100 defenses, you're extremely bulky, multi-scale. We all know what D-Knight does. Obviously, if I had more time to like actually think and look at what I wanted, I probably would have looked at something like Palafin or Bundle. Maybe even like an Annihilate or Regieleki. But I felt like Dragonite was so good. I had a team already pre-built around it because I like just having a general idea of what I want. And I'm not disappointed. I think Dragonite's gonna do me good. I think Dragonite just forces so much prep that it's good, because like it forces Stealth Rocker to come, but you have heavy duty boots, so like it doesn't even matter. So like, I don't know. I think D-Knight is gonna be good. It's gonna do me solid. We like it. Never used it before, so we'll see. Next up, we got Scizor. Scizor does a couple things for my team. Mostly it's my defogger. I have other hazard removal options, as we'll kind of get into, but Scizor, keeping defog in Scarlet and Violet is really big, and being able to remove the hazards for Dragonite, good. Only have one weakness in Fire, and D-Knight can eat it at base. And already with my team, I have pretty insane like priority. I have Bullet Punch and Extreme Speed. So it's gonna force a lot of people to just like my team already has great cleanup options. I can Bandit Scizor BP. I can Bandit Dragonite or just Dragon Dance Dragonite late game. Like, already I have great priority. I have great physical presence on my team. And we're cooking. We're cooking. So next up, like Scizor, there's not really much to get into. Like the mons themselves, like I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like I hate when people try to like explain what a Pokemon does in these draft recaps, because it's like we all know what the Pokemon does. You know what I mean? Like we wouldn't be playing drafts or watching drafts if we didn't know what they did already. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm not gonna spare your time. I'm just gonna kind of go over like what I like about the mon and stuff like that. So Scizor, one weakness in Fire. Quagsire, one weakness in Grass. They cover each other very well. Quagsire gives me just like an all-around general bulky Pokemon. He's not the bulkiest, but because of Unaware and Water Absorb and Reliable Recovery, you can kind of get around it. But Quagsire got pretty buffed this gen. getting access to toxic spikes from Clodsire, so now you're basically like a fortress where you can set up all hazards but sticky webs, which is really nice. And Quagsire is really good because it covers like pretty big threats. Like if I'm just looking through some of the teams, Jimmy G has Palafin, I can run Water Absorb that week, or if I'm scared of a bulk up variant, I can run, you know what I mean? Like, for whatever team has Regieleki, I can run, you know what I mean? I just bring that. Granted, I should have went over this when when I had Dragonite up, but Terra Captains in the GBA are free Terra, so I can bring Dragonite to any game of the tournament, whatever Terra I want, and I don't have to disclose that information. Obviously, Regieleki could be Terra Grass that game, but as you can see with the rest of my team, doesn't really do that well. So, point is, Quagsire is really good. Having access to all hazards is nice because I already have all hazards on one Pokemon. Obviously, I don't have sticky webs, but that's not as important. So, Quagsire, really good hazard option. Just a good general bulky pivot and wall to my team. Doesn't have Scald anymore, which really sucks, as most water types don't, as all water types don't put Volcanion. But Quag is really good. I like it. Toxic Spikes, cool, funny. Next up, Espeon. This also goes with our hazard removal options. I realized the team was lacking speed. Like, granted, I have priority with D-Knight and Scissors, so that doesn't matter as much, but I like the speed tiers are so important in draft, and especially in a limited dex format like Paldea, having speed is important more than like Gen 7. Like Gen 7 and previous is so important, but you had like 600 mons to choose from, 700 mons to choose from. Paldea, I think it's only like 400 or 500, which even then a lot of the good ones aren't even out. Like the Tapus aren't even in the games, for example. So Espeon. Magic Bounce is really good because people are going to try to burn my Scissor Dragonite. They're not going to be able to. They're going to try to set up hazards against my team. They're not going to be able to. And Espeon is good mon in general. I've always been kind of a fan of it, but it's always been like not looked at super often by me. A lot of these all the Pokemon on this team, I don't think I've used before. So I'm dipping my toes into some new territory here, but at least in draft I haven't used them before. But Espeon is a really good mon. I look back to Mephisto's game in the BBR where he could have stored power. He could have Calm Mind swept OG Albina, but he like misplayed. I forget what he did. He made some dumb play and like choked the game, but once I saw that game, I kind of realized like Espeon is actually pretty good in a Paldea, and Magic Bounce OP. I couldn't afford Hatterene. Espeon is sitting there, and I like it. So yeah, Espeon, welcome to the squad, big girl. Next up, we got Paldea and Tauros. Round 5. I'm surprised this lasted this long. Paldea and Tauros. This is Blaze. This is Blaze, the fire one. Blaze is really good because it stops Chin-Pao, it stops Chi-Yu. Like, this fire fighting is just really good. Gives me a fire type that isn't weak to Stealth Rocks, which you always gotta like. Just a really good mon. Like, it can Will-O-Wisp, it can Flare Blitz, it can Rage. Well, you don't Flare Blitz, you Raging Bull. So even if you wanted to screens against my Dragonite to, like, stop the pressure, I can just Raging Bull. We're back in neutral. Yeah, Tauros, it's a great offensive mon too, that I think a lot of people, like, you don't think about it. I mean, I guess I don't know. I feel like when I see this, I just see it as like a Will-O-Wisp, Raging Bull set, but offensively, 110 attack is pretty good, and 100 speed is, you know what I mean? Like, 100 speed for a while now has been like kind of like the standard, so it's a good mon. Intimidate, good. Cut Chew, good. I don't know if it gets any other abilities, but those are the two big ones. We like it. Definitely one of my favorite mons for the new games. Obviously, like, design-wise, not so much. It kind of did pretty shitty with the Tauros forms, but different story. So, yeah. Paldea and Tauros, I felt like in round 5 was a pretty good pick. And, yeah. Next up, we actually got sniped on this one. We got sniped twice this draft. Originally, over Quagsire, I wanted Rotom Lash. That got sniped from us. But looking back, I actually like Quagsire more for my team because the hazards over Rotom. Obviously, having that electric type pivoting would have been really nice, but I feel like replacing that with hazards was also good. And this next pick we got sniped on. Actually, funny enough, OG Albina was in our draft pool, which is pretty cool. He sniped us. I really, really wanted Diancie, but he got it round 4, the same round we got Espeon, and there was no way in hell I was getting Diancie that early. Granted, I do think Diancie is one of the best fairies in Paldea because, again, there's not a lot of fairies in Paldea. And Diancie, I feel, is like one of the best. It got access to Spikes this gen, got access to Body Press last gen. So with Spikes, Stealth Rocks, Body Press, Diamond Storm, that's a good set. Trick Room. Point is, I wanted Diancie. That was like the one snipe that really fucking killed me. But we schmoove, and we got Darkspun. Darkspun is an interesting mon. It's a bulky mon that is pretty. It's like Miltank, where it's just fast for no reason type of deal. Low HP stat, which kind of sucks, but having a fire immunity for Scissor is nice. Granted, our team's not like super weak to fire by any means, but I really wanted a fairy. Dragons are just broken this generation because they can Terra and not have to deal with fairies anymore. The dragons, like in Gen 5 and before, back on top. Dragon stocks all-time high. So I wanted a good mon that could, fairies are always important, and in a limited dex format are hard to come by. So I wanted Darkspun. It's a really good mon. People will still bring fire moves, but like the thing about Darkspun is like if you get +2, like the game gets very scary, like almost out of nowhere. So for Darkspun, I don't know if I'm gonna be bringing it that much, but it's a good mon. It's a good like even like it doesn't have like the highest HP stat. Like I really wish they swapped its speed and HP stat. Maybe it's for the better. That I don't know, but because like if it had 95 HP, no, you know what I wish they did? I wish they swapped. I wish the defense was 95, the HP was 115, and the speed was 57. That's what I wish they did. Because if it were 115 HP, passing off those wishes, that'd be crazy. But Darkspun, is a good wish passer, granted not the highest HP stat, but in a very offensive metagame like Paldea is, maybe just being able to pass the wish as I'm dying is good. Just a decent mon, decent fairy. We like it. Next up, I had to do it. Our boy Grafii. Big Juice, I've been looking at it for the past 2 seasons, and it's just one of those things where like I really, really want it, but I could never commit myself to doing it. And Grafii was just sitting there. I was like, fuck it. I mean, we already have a base 110 in Espeon, but Prankster is always good. Also has Unburden and Poison Touch, maybe? Let me pull up Showdown so I'm not spreading misinformation. Yeah, Poison Touch, Unburden, Prankster. Okay, so I was right. Which all 3 of those are fantastic abilities. Poison Touch, Poison Jab, really good. That's Alolan Muck's bread and butter. Prankster, obviously good, just really obnoxious to play around, and Unburden, it can get some funky setup going, and if you get a Swords, I think you get Swords Dance. If you can get a Swords Dance off with my boy Grafii here, it can get scary on some people. So Grafii, it's a fun fan tournament. I had to get it. If I didn't get in Big Juice, I had to get it here. So Grafii, had to get it for the culture. Last up, we got Cryogonal. A lot of the things in tier 5 or whatever they call it, not a whole lot that I liked. But I saw Cryogonal sitting there, and I thought it would be good. Darkspawn, great physical defense wall. Cryogonal, amazing special defense wall. I believe it gets Recover. I know it gets it in net decks, but I'm not sure about Scarlet and Violet. Okay, so yeah, it gets Recover, which is really nice. It gets Aurora Veil, which is good. It gets Haze, Screens, and the big one obviously being Rapid Spin. Having a Rapid Spinner is just very good. It gives me another way to get rid of so I have 3 ways of removing hazards, which in Paldea is really hard to come by. So I have Scissor, Defog, Cryogonal, Rapid Spin. I have Espeon, Magic Bounce. So you can bring hazards against my team, but it's gonna be very hard to get them up, I'll say. Cryogonal, also a good speed tier at 105. I think I didn't get like a super fast mon, but I think I make up for that in priority with Dragonite Scissor. And Cryogonal, just, you know, I might not bring it to a game this tournament. Again, might get first rounded and not even bring it, but Cryogonal, just a good mon in general. And also, I take a Freeze Dryer off the board, so that's one less Freeze Dryer that Quagsire has to worry about. So, there's that. Yeah, that's the squadron. Yeah, it's only an 8-mon draft, but yeah, this is a team. I'm feeling it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm feeling good about it. Obviously, they're. I mean, I guess I can pull it up. So this is my draft group right here, pool 2. I mean, obviously, just looking at it, we have funny team right here. I can respect it, honestly, but like I said earlier, we were in an OG Albinus division. Well, I think they're re-randomizing the pools for actual battles. These are just the draft pools. So, we're not... highly unlikely we play OG, but it would have been cool to play him. Maybe not since he had Iron Bundle, but regardless. But yeah. I think... I don't think I got, like, draft diffed by any means. I think I drafted pretty good in comparison to everyone else who drafted. And yeah, obviously, this guy's being a little bozo holding us up here, but anyway, yeah, I think my team's good. I'm very excited to use it. Obviously, I want to win. You know, I didn't sign up to this to lose by any means, but hopefully we can pull out a W. Well, in Big Juice, we can win this. But yeah, obviously I was not the only one from Big Juice this time. We have the Big Juice invasion here. Let me do Control F. We have Mnaz in here. Yeah, Mnaz, let's see his team. I think this top 6 is honestly disgusting. I really like this top 6. Luxray, Claw for kind of whatever, but this top 6 is really spicy. Klefki with Bax Quavel, like dual screens with those two is going to be insane. Obviously, his only special attacker is Meloetta, but I think that's no. Talonflame can run like Overheat and like, I guess. So I guess that's whatever. Klefki can kind of, I guess, but having like, I guess Meloetta's not bad. So yeah, I like Mnaz's team. I think it's good. I think the dual screens can be hard to deal with for a lot of teams. So I'm excited to see how Mnaz does, obviously. Next up, who else joined? Josh joined up. Damn, Josh, you're bozoing your own fucking draft pool too? Come on. You can't be doing Big Juice dirty like this. You got it. Come on. Come on. Come on now, Josh. You cannot be holding up your draft pool like the guy wasn't mine. Come on, Josh. You're misrepresenting Big Juice, but regardless, I think his team is pretty good too. Obviously, he has some Biff inspiration here at the Slacking, but I think Palafin Breloom is like my Scizor and Dragonite, where it's just a lot of priority really early on. Enamorous and Mag is pretty cool. They also got Espeon, so I like Josh's team. I also think Bisharp being at 1500 is kind of criminal. Maybe he just, I don't know. I just feel like a Violet Bisharp is pretty good, and Bisharp still does Bisharp things. So, in my mind, I mean, I guess you can't pursue and knock. Yeah, I guess you can't Pursuit knockoff anymore, so I can actually see Bisharp being this low. But seeing Bisharp this low is just crazy. So yeah, R.I.P. Bisharp. The poor lad, he got fucked over by the fucking changes. And then, if you thought that was crazy, this is like the big juice draft pool. I mean, Chase going back to the Regieleki cool. Getting Altaria. Chase, what are we doing here? This is not no Mega Altaria, bro. Come on. Come on, son. Come on. But I think in general, I think Chase's team is pretty cool. I think he wanted Hisuian Zoroark this season, but JC got it. So I think Hisuian Zoroark, Reggie's going to be cool. Rest of his team, a bunch of nothing burgers. Whiscash, Masquerain, Altaria. What are we cooking? Masquerain is kind of fine, but these two, what are we cooking here? I think Chase is literally just gonna bring the same 6 every week, and Masquerain, Zoroark, and then these 4. Because, Lord, what is he cooking here? But we have Sal next. I think Sal's team is pretty crazy. Hatterene, again, I said I was even looking at it. Hawlucha, great. It's weird how Mons change over time. Like Gen 6, Hawlucha, Talonflame, like some of the best offensive options in the game. Modern day Gen 9, they're like great support mons, like out of nowhere. But Hawlucha is still a good offensive mon. Hisuian Samurott being tier 4, by the way, absolutely criminal. That was probably like one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. Can't blame GBA because, like, you know. But still, like, how is Reggie Drago over Hisuian Samurott? I don't know, but I think his team's really scary. I think he said he's doing Terra Spathra, which, I mean, makes sense. Open Terra with a Spathra is kind of insane. So I think Sal will do fine. I'm expecting him to do pretty good. Tabs. This team is pretty shiced. I actually got my boy Grafai in there, but Iron Bundle and Jolteon, his team is fucking fast. That's a scary team. Cleavor, kind of sleeper. You can do Boots, Defog, or just Stone Axe shit. But his only hazard remover, so he's going to have to deal with hazards. And having Iron Bundle and Enamorous, that's going to be tough. He's probably going to have to run like double boots, triple boots on most games. But Breloom, Jolteon Bundle, pretty good. I like his team. I think he's going to struggle a bit with hazards, but I think he'll be fine. I think Tabs says Tabs things. Last up, we have Dog Tana. Getting the Rain team. After getting absolutely waxed by Slacking, he decided to get it himself. But yeah, I mean, his team isn't like... He's got a lot of bulk on his team. Tanner has kind of like... Tanner's evolved as a player and kind of realized that you need the bulk to actually do shit. So I'm actually proud of Tanner getting some bulk nowadays. Because Lord, he needs it. I mean, Muck is pretty bulky, Fork is pretty bulky, Slacking, Basket, Legion pretty bulky. Like, the only thing on his team that isn't bulky is Pelipper Thundurus, and Pelipper is decently bulky with recovery, so it seems actually kind of bulky. I like it. I think he said Thundurus was going to be his Terra Captain, which Regieleki at home, but I like it. I think it'll be fine. Its only hazard remover is Treads, unless Pelipper gets Defog, but... And I guess I can check really quick. Does Pelipper get Defog in Paldea? I'm assuming not, because they removed Defog off literally everyone. Yeah, no. So his only hazard remover is Treads, which kind of feels bad, but... It kind of like Tabs. He's probably going to have to run Boots on Thundurus and Pelipper a lot. Like, probably double Boots every week, which kind of feels bad, but... Kind of what you have to do nowadays. Then I believe JC also signed up, so let's see where he's at. Right. Okay, so he's right here. Alright, so he's not done drafting yet, but obviously JC had to get fucking Garg, bro. Of course. But I think JC's team is probably the best out of all of us that have drafted. I think Alone Muck has really fell from grace, not having Pursuit. Just please tell me, if Alone Muck doesn't get knockoff, I actually might cry. Let's see. Muck get knockoff in this game. Okay, so it does get knockoff, which Losing Pursuit is a pretty big deal in Alolan Muck, but I think it's still fine. It's a still super sleeper mon. I really like it. Palafin Garg, I don't know how you got both of them, to be honest. Toad's Cruel. JC used it back last season in Big Juice. Didn't like it, but I think in Paldea, where it's a little bit more reasonable, I think it's fine. Oh my god, Clawitzer went round 4. What was bro cooking? Anyway, I think JC seems probably the best out of anyone that's drafted, including my own. I think I don't know. I really like my team, but I think this top 4 is crazy. I mean, granted, he still has half his team to go, so we'll see. But I really like JC's top 4. But yeah, that is kind of everything I want to talk about. I kind of just wanted to review all the Big Juice boys that joined in. But yeah, that is the GBA fan tournament. It's gonna be exciting. Obviously, like I said earlier, obviously signed up to win, so hopefully we can make it far and have a good showing. Hopefully GBA has a D league, because I would love to join that, and then maybe like work my way up into the actual league. We'll see. But anyway, that's that. A lot of fangirl in this video on the GBA, but I don't think I could stress it enough just how much the GBA means to me as a fan and just like as a person. Like, GBA is just one of those things where the second I saw them announce that they were coming back, I lost it. I lost it. I mean, when I'm at, because I work over a little bit more fangirl before I get out of here, but like, bro, when I'm at work, I can like listen to music and stuff because I have a night job. Well, I have 2 jobs, but one of my jobs is a night job. And bro, when I'm at work, I literally just have my headphones in. I'm just listening to like old GBA matches from like season, like any season. I'll just start like listening to them, and I'll just hear the coaches like go through their plays. And obviously I do it for like other leagues too. Like I'm not just a full GBA simp, but obviously GBA is the premier draft league. It being back is really good. I think it's actually really nice for the draft league scene, because BBR is like the big one right now, but I think GBA coming back, it'll reclaim that title, especially since they're doing big things like this. GBA back on top. Joey, MV, and Nexus said they're joining a draft league, so that will also be another one. And then honestly, I think if Joey won it, I mean, obviously, I don't think Joey would, because I think he's a busy guy. But I think if Joey asked Dan to get like permission to run the WBE, I think that's a real possibility that Joey could run the WBE. So I think that would be sick. But anyway, I'm draft league nerding out. But anyway, draft league is back. GBA is back, and we're hyped. So that's gonna be it for me. Gonna upload my game against Nick because I haven't even done that yet. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully, one of the Big Juice boys can bring home that pin, that season 10 pin for the GBA. But hopefully, it's me. You know, I'm the reigning champion of Big Juice. I gotta bring home for the boys. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully, good tournament. We'll see how it goes. But yep, that's gonna be that. Look out for the videos for that whenever they start. We're gonna get on out of here.